Hi, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Marcus here again. Let's take another shot at it. We, as a family, a human race, right here on this earth, we come here with a clean slate, not one way or the other. And we are here with the capacity to absorb any and everything that can be identified with the senses that we have. If it's good, yes. If it's not, yes. It is what it is. Now, this is what happens. But initially, with the truth and on the right path, the path of life, these things would not exist. However, they would always have the possibility to exist by the simple reason of human beings having the ability to choose to walk a certain path or another. The thing of it is, the life that you were, as human beings, were designed to live here or wherever you are, as if you're in heaven, was qualified for. It was made possible, requiring only that you, the people, choose that path. But coming here and having been exposed to the lie of that thou will not die, and a world that's built on that lie, and the absorption that we as human beings have is to that lie. And the thing that we fail to understand is that when you're dealing with life, there's only one path to life, and that's through love. Life exists through love. And life is destroyed through evil, through hatred, and all the other stuff. And so when we walk the path of love, we live as though we're in heaven. And when we do not, that means the controlling power there is absent, God, in love. And it also empowers or let others know the empowerment of such evil. That evil is empowered by all of the people that walks under its influence. All of the people that are guided in their lives by that influence. And there are many things that causes people outside of the main thing, ignorance, to walk that path that leads to the administration of evil. We have a process taking place, ladies and gentlemen, where God, as I've mentioned, and you would identify or observe is true, that God is invisible, a spirit. But all of the evidence of God's existence, most of it that we have the capacity to identify, we have. And we know it's God because none of us had anything to do with it. And yet, there are men who, in the absence of a visible God, choose to be God. Many refer to them as powerful men. And who are these powerful men? These powerful men are those who will do anything. There's no limitation on what they won't do to be in control, to have the power. And most of them, the number one thing they will do that solidifies them as strong men is that they will kill one and thousands. They have no heart with it whatsoever. Since they have denounced God and become God, they have the ability to negate everything and judge it with their kingdom. And so people know this. People don't want to die. And so they acquiesce their authority to live. And the reason that they don't want to die is because they do not know God. Their whole education is the anti-God, the authority of the anti-God. They didn't know God made this earth for them to have their wants, their needs, and their desires met whenever they chose. They didn't know that they were designed to live in peace and be prosperous and free, to live joyously, happily, and to live their dreams. They didn't know that they were to come here and engage themselves in a career, utilizing the resources that have been given to the human race, free by that power that made the earth. That we would utilize those resources. As we exercise the gifts that we have, we would create and cause the manifestation of any and everything we can imagine in the future as well as the past. People don't know that. They don't know that they can live on this earth as if everything belonged to them. They don't have to worry about anything. They don't have to worry about lying, cheating, stealing, killing, hatred, racism, bigotry, and all that kind of stuff, because that's anti-God. And they've chosen not to walk according to that path. But the world of evil, the world of hate, has been smart. They have divided the people. When the people were already walking on the wrong path, because they were walking according to the belief that you will not die. That's the path that they accepted. That's the lie they chose to empower. And so when that essence that was built within, that divine, came with the breath of life that helps to determine what's right and what's wrong, what makes your stomach turn and what doesn't. And yet, in order to empower the authorities over you, they have to, and you must accept whatever they do. And what is that? They're coming with a lack of understanding that they have to divide you. So they split you up by telling lies. Now here again, remember, a lie is nothing to them. They tell whatever lie they must take. They might have to make it up on the spot, but it's just a plain old lie. And when you don't know any better, and with the conviction that they bring with the lies that they tell, they can really confuse you, especially when you don't know any better. When you don't know the path of life and you're not on it, you're just out here swaying. Like in America, evil is choking the life out of America. What it did was divided America to the degree that you get one part that's really, really bad and another part that is not as bad. You've heard of it mentioned as the good cop, bad cop. They're all cops, and they got the same objective, and that's to utilize the human race, the people, to support the power authority, those what you call men that will kill you, powerful men, big men. Let me ask you something, ladies and gentlemen. You take a ditch digger, and you take Elon Musk. They call him one of the richest men on earth, in America, somewhat like that. Now, the world and its people would always refer to Mr. Musk as a man with an advantage in life. And we won't argue about the advantage, but the advantage has nothing to do with what he does. In it, the ditch digger, it has as much value to this society, to this world, as Musk. The thing that separates them is that the way the system has been set up to support Musk. See, let's say in America, I don't want to get too broad, so I just stick with in America. The determining factor as to whether or not one honors God is that even in a world where we know America is, and we know how the Joneses, like the Joneses, want to be like the Joneses and all that. We know that. And in a world where everybody's going at it. But somebody, for instance, is born again, out of the sky, blue, whatever, is born again. In other words, the mind has been renewed. They have changed. They see things differently. They want things differently. They want the path of life. They love now themselves, and they love everyone else. And what they want for themselves, freedom and stuff like that, they want for everybody else. And they recognize the reason that people don't have the freedom is because they've been lied to, they've been deceived, and people don't know the truth. And now that this one knows the truth, they're obligated to come back and reflect that truth in the middle of this darkness, knowing that their job on this darkness side is to destroy you. And yet that is the way to do. If you go out that way, that's the way you're supposed to go out. See, before you were born again, you were just like everybody else. You wanted to be top dog. You might not want to be just the big top dog, but you wanted to be able to sustain yourself. You wanted to be somebody. And all of a sudden you got born again. You just start thinking about being somebody is not being just a part of what you are. Because what you are, as far as being somebody in the position that you're in now, is like a snake. It's like a vulture robbing a society. Now you know it. You know it because the stuff was designed to meet the needs of all, not just to meet the needs of some, but they got money, a requirement to get any of this other stuff. That is a sign of who people give allegiance to. Those who are seeking after the money to live, or those who are seeking after love to live. Whew. I think I'll stop there for now. Talk to you later.